What's going on, YouTube? This is Luke with Endless Entrepreneurs coming to you Friday night live. It is October 13th. Just spent the entire night painting with Shannon. We're here in the townhouse and getting ready to do some inventory consolidation, a little bit of listing, and thought this was a perfect time to talk to you guys about purging your inventory, consolidating, and kind of the different benefits that you can get from that. I've got three, kind of mainstream reasons I want to talk about for consolidating and purging old aged inventory from your business. I'm specifically going to talk about eBay, but this can relate to any business, honestly. If you're new to my channel, I'm a part-time eBay seller, a full-time corporate finance analyst, transitioning jobs actually to more of a consulting role, a contracting role, which I'm really excited about. And we're actually getting ready to rent out our first rental property, first piece of our portfolio. So we've got a lot of different things moving. eBay is one way that I leverage into that rental game that I'm starting to step into here. And so thus the painting and paint on my hands. And it's been a fun time tonight. But in either case, I'll jump right in. I just want to make sure in the chat I sound all right. How's it going, everyone? Hopefully everyone's having a good Friday night and you had a good week. So the real big reason for this topic for me is that we're getting ready to move. So the house we live in, our townhouse, is going to become a rental as of January 1. And we're actually going to look at a ton of properties tomorrow. We looked at one today that we think we might put an offer on. We're going to look at a couple other ones and just kind of see where we're at. But we're trying to, obviously, we need to close and be out of this place by January 1. And part of that is I'm going to move all of my inventory. So I have two storage units, two 10 by 20s. That I go to every day during my lunch break. I have one has like a big bulk order in it, and one has just kind of all my one-off inventory. So I've got about probably 2,000 pieces or so in each, pretty solidly. And right now I'm thinking about how do I move this? Where do I move it? Where we're looking to move is probably 20 minutes from where we are now, so it's not feasible for me to keep all of it in there. And so now it's just trying to plan of what is next based on where we buy, if I'm going to do storage units, if I'm going to temporarily do the house we move into and use that for storage. I've got some other ideas running through my head about buying a property to store my eBay stuff in. So not sure where I'm going to go, but I thought of these three big reasons why I think purging your inventory is a great thing to do. So, the first one is just simply consolidation. Right, as you're listing all year long and all, even quarter long, month long, whatever, we're continuously selling, listing, and shipping. And depending on how you store your inventory, I use a bin system. My bins are always depleting, right? And so I'm always stuffing new bins and dropping off new bins. I don't necessarily backfill all of my bins. That's not how I manage my inventory. I always fill a new bin, and I take the new bin to my storage unit and drop it off. When I pack and ship stuff, I go to my storage unit, get the items, bring it, and then ship it. And I do that during lunch. So for me, consolidation is a big piece, right? So if I start to purge that old inventory, the inventory levels go down, and it gives me the opportunity to go to all the bins that are like each other. And when they're half full, I can consolidate them to one, get an extra bin back, and get more room in my storage unit. So that's a huge one. And right now, as I'm looking to make the move, that's a big deal for me, right? Is the more I can consolidate the space, the more options I have to move my inventory and to be flexible with my lifestyle, what I have going on, and the things that I have going on. So so number one is definitely consolidation. Number two is organization. So as you get more and more bins and different areas you're storing stuff, and it becomes more complex, right? The organization gets less and less. It gets more messy, less methodical. Especially as your sales ramp up and you're trying to keep up with all the daily stuff. Usually the organization is the next thing to go. And so for me, it's like as I start to consolidate the bins, I also then can organize, right? I can optimize my shelf space. I can optimize which items are in which bin. I can optimize getting extra bins back without having to go buy more bins, right? And sink more money into the infrastructure of my inventory. It helps me kind of rethink the space as I consolidate, think if there's other ways that I can maximize and just kind of get more out of what I'm already paying for. So, number two for me is definitely organization. And especially as I've been processing through all those old returns I had, I finally have a process around that. So I'm getting more organized, but I want to make sure that it aligns with my inventory system and that I'm consolidating those returns back into the general flow of things. So that's number two for me. And then number three, which is probably the most important thing, and really should be for any business, is cash flow. Cash flow is really the lifeblood of your business. If you don't have cash to reinvest in inventory to keep getting bigger and growing, right, you're going to start shrinking and going backwards. And when you have stale inventory that has been there for 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, like I'm talking, I've got some inventory that's over 18 months, a solid 100+ pieces, and it still will sell. It's still sellable, but there comes a time where it's like you paid for that so long ago. It's such a sunk cost that even if you sell it for 50% of what you thought, getting that cash flow back in to buy fresh inventory, to get fresh listings, it just has such an ROI positive move for you in the future to kind of cash flow that out, just purge. And, that feeds into, so as I consolidate and as I purge and I kind of auction off those things and get them out, I'm getting more room, more organized, and more cash flow. So it's kind of rippling through all three of those points, which I think makes it a really appealing thing to do. So I'm going to jump in the chat real quick. And hey, Pomona, it's first time in the chat. Awesome, live chat. Welcome. Appreciate you stopping by. So one thing I'm going to do is to share kind of practically what I'm doing. So I don't know if you guys, I'm sure everyone noticed, the algorithm and search engine of eBay kind of has had its ups and downs this last week or so. I was trekking along at about 250 a day, having a real strong October, and then I approached 42 or 43 hours without a single offer or sale, like just no noise in a 1,700 active listing store. So I was like, that's not normal. Like I normally sell 5 to 8 to 10 items a day. I'm like, what is going on? So I spent a ton of time last night going through, I repriced all my inventory. I literally touched every piece of inventory and changed something about it, whether it was the shipping policies, the pricing, the titles, whatever, everything. It took me a long time. I was up really late last night doing it. And today I'm up about 220 in sales. So it definitely helped. I think it helped reset those listings in the search engine for Cassini. But the other thing I did was when I went through is I looked at all my old backgrounds. And this is a really good tip for someone who's been selling for a while now and you've kind of evolved with your business, is you can look at the backgrounds for listings 18 to 12 months ago to 6 months ago. And you can tell as your business evolved kind of the age of that inventory. If you don't have a different way, you already track it. So for me, I went through in any of my old listings when I first started where I literally was using a sheet hung from the wall, which not knocking it, but I just could tell that's what I did. Every single one of those that I could find, I sent to auction. And I put a $4.99 auction if it was a lightweight item, like a first class item, $4.99 with $4.99 shipping. So basically one bid gets me $10 on the item back. A lot of these items I was trying to sell for 20 anyway, so it's like 50% of that. And it's such a sunk cost from a long time ago. That's great cash flow to get back in. And anything that was heavier than first class, I'd ship flat rate. I did $4.99 and I did $6.99 or $5.99 shipping. So just an extra $1 just to offset that. So I sent I think it was close to 250 items to auction. And I did a 7-day auction, and I'm going to repeat that auction for probably a couple weeks and just try to cycle out over the next month and a half all that old inventory, get those bins cleared out, get some cash flow back, get it out of here, get more organized, and just kind of get ready to keep putting fresh, solid inventory in. Not to mention that I now, in the last 12 months, I use a much different inventory system, something that allows you not to lose items. They're well maintained, they're well kept, they're kind of protected from the elements, I guess, because they're poly bagged, they're in bins, they're sealed. Versus when I first started out, it was like I was hanging items in closets. They're not in poly bags. And a lot of this old stuff is like, let's just get rid of it. Get so that all my items are on the same inventory system. So that if I ever scale and, if I ever bring an employee in or anything, everything's stored the same. It looks the same. I can plug and play someone in there. So that's just kind of a fourth added one, actually, just to kind of streamline and get everything on the same system. So that's just something I did, and kind of twofold. If your sales are struggling, I highly recommend. I did that last night. I'm charging shipping for all my items now. I just shook it up to see. I actually reduced all my items by $5.99, and then I added $4.99 shipping. So I basically net reduced all my items by $1, and then I also put a floor on it so the item couldn't go below $12.99. So I didn't undercut any of my items or anything like that. But I highly recommend if your sales are slow, you're struggling, do something like that. Get that inventory fresh, get it jogged in the search engine, kind of optimize it. And I've seen big results already, so just highly recommend that. Looks like we got 44 watching live. I appreciate that very, very much. Definitely hit that like button for me. Terry says, looks like I lost weight. I appreciate that very much. Actually, Shannon and I, we have a little bet going this month. She's trying to motivate me is really what it comes down to for the wedding, since this is not too far away. And I've been pretty lazy the last, I don't know, 2 months or so. I've been pretty lazy. So trying to get back into it, and I appreciate that. I've definitely lost a little bit, approaching 10 pounds. So definitely feeling better about it for sure. Let's see. Oh, great. Great tip, Terry. If you haven't used your coupon, your quarterly coupon for eBay to get free supplies, definitely use it. All right. Does anyone have any questions? I'm going to scroll up here. I just really wanted to talk about that with everyone. I don't see a lot in the chat. Does anyone else do auctions? I would love to hear like what success you have with it. Do you purge inventory like on a quarterly, semi-annually, annual basis? Does anyone have any, you know, routines around that? This is really the first time I've done a full purge. I have auctioned stuff off occasionally, and some old inventory I've done here and there, but not at this scale. I don't think I've done this many items all at once. Just trying to get a pulse on how long it's going to take to get rid of it. Hopefully it doesn't all sell in 1 week, because shipping that many items would really suck. Krillin is in the chat. He just gave a $2 super chat. Thanks a lot, Krillin. And he is always reminding me that the LO Beam pants, I bought this big bulk order, 3,000. They are long tail, and I asked him to keep reminding me. And I am, Krillin. I haven't really dropped the prices on them. I'm holding right at $20 a pair. For me, I don't care if it takes 2 years to sell them all. I'm in the green now. Everything, I'm above break even. So every pair I sell from here on out is pure profit minus the shipping and fees. So I appreciate that. Krillin's got a channel too, I believe. If anyone wants to check that out, I really highly recommend you go throw him some support. He's a great member of this community, this reseller community. He gives lots of good information to everyone. Very helpful. So definitely check him out. Let's see. Terry says, I haven't purged yet, but may do that. Yeah, I'm experimenting with it. I think that if anything, it's just kind of shook my store up a little bit and got a little more traffic, I think. Lisa's saying, I want to know on a return, is it fair I didn't do a return because it was 30 days past since bought? I mean, Lisa, if your return policy is 30 days and you have the right to refuse it, I will say that I just, as a general practice, I accept all returns. I don't really fight them very often unless someone's just being a jerk. I don't really do that. Krillin said, I do auctions, start them $9.99 plus inflated shipping, keep relisting. Yeah, I do that sometimes too, Krillin, with my blazers. If I had some old like bad suit jacket buys and stuff, I'll do that same pricing structure. Erica said, have you tried using the promoted listings? I've had good results with them in the last week. Yeah, actually, one other thing I did was I ended every single one of my promotions and I ended and deleted them. And then I started new ones, fresh ones, actually for a lesser percent than I have been, just to try to shake that up too. I thought they were kind of getting stale with running those old promotions for that long. So I'm probably going to cycle new promotions every week, rotate them, and then completely delete them, start new ones, just to keep shaking things up. DJ said, sorry, off topic. What type of items can be shipped on flat legal envelopes, and can they be used? You can ship anything in those, I believe. You just have to pay the increased rate for them. All right. So my plan, I'm trying to stick to 3 to 4 videos a week. So this is 2, I think, this week. I'll definitely have a what sold video on Sunday for you guys. Saturday is going to be a bit busy just because we're going to be house hunting, and then we need to keep painting. We're actually going to be doing some other renovations around here. So it's going to be a busy week, and I need to keep listing. And so Treasure Hustler said, if it fits, it ships. Totally agree. I believe that's how all the flat rates work. If it fits, it will ship. You do have to have all the edges sealed. I will tell you that. Make sure they're all covered in tape. There's no nothing jutting out or anything like that, because that is one way that they will reject it. Yes, Terry, house hunting. It's very exciting. Shannon's pretty pumped about it. I'm pumped about it. We're excited for a couple of reasons. I mean, one, it's nice to really have our first rental property. We've been imagining it for a long time, and it's nice to take that next step. The second is that we're going to get a yard for Thor, our golden retriever, and him having a fence in the yard where he can just go out and run will be really, really nice for him. He hasn't had that luxury since we've got him as a puppy. He's always been on a leash, so it'll be nice to be able to run, and we can work on some things with him. So kind of excited about that. And have more space. It's going to be a bit bigger, hopefully, and have a bigger garage, hopefully, for more bulk purchases that Shannon doesn't know about. All that good stuff.
Finish that attic.
Yeah, finish that attic. Thank you, Terry. I really appreciate it. We're excited to.
Hi, Terry.
Shannon told me to tell you hi. She's downstairs painting right now. I took a break to do the video, so she says hi, Terry. Hopefully, everyone's having a good October so far. Hopefully, has everyone's sales been? Have they been up and down? Have they been good? That's the other thing I'm curious about is if they've been, how people's sales have been. Mine have been pretty strong for October, minus that 2-day stint where my store disappeared into the great abyss. Yeah, I would love a 4-car garage in my future. A little mini warehouse on site. I would love that. Terry says hi, Shannon.
Hey.
It is Friday the 13th. It's kind of weird. I didn't know it until Shanice told me. She's like, is it bad luck to be sitting underneath the ladder? I was like, yeah, probably is. And then she goes, yeah, and it's Friday the 13th. I'm like, that's probably not the greatest thing in the world. Oh, I didn't mean to ignore you talk. Oh, you said you're going to take Thor, Terry. Yes. No, we're very protective of Thor. No doubt about it. Deb says, think of all the fun yard work you have to look forward to. Yeah, so Deb, there's this thing about that. So growing up, I had a lawn business that I did. So I had like 6 lawns I took care of. I despise lawn work. Actually, one of the reasons we bought this townhouse is because we didn't have to do lawn work because the HOA takes care of it. So what I foresee is me hiring someone to take care of our lawn work in the future. Yeah, it'll come out of the eBay business, I think, probably. I can't do lawn work, especially weed whacking. I cannot stand. You hate lawn work as much as paint? I would rather paint than do lawn work. Wow. Yes. Shannon's torturing me a little bit here. Thank you, Terry. Yes, we love Thor. Yeah. Yeah, lawn work is great exercise. There's no doubt about it. I used to push mow 6 lawns. It was brutal. Push mow and weed whack all of them. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna jump off. I have so much to do, but I'm trying to keep to that commitment of doing a couple of videos a week. I really enjoy jumping on here and interacting with you guys. I know I've been really bad about comments lately, and I apologize for that. I need to get better. I need to get to a better routine of answering people's questions because I want to be helpful and appreciate all the support you guys give. So if you don't mind, hit that like button for me on the way out. We got 55 watching live. I got 20 likes down there, so would love the support. And people have been dropping me ideas for videos I'm really appreciative of. One of the ideas that someone sent me was to show how I manage moving all my inventory. So I will be documenting that. I'll be videoing a lot of that, and I'll probably vlog on moving day, what I do with it, how I handle it, just to show you guys kind of what I'm doing. Pomona said, are you going to take us along for your wedding? So no. Shan says I'm not allowed to vlog anytime around that. That's going to be family time only. We do have a videographer, so we will have a really nice video of it. I don't know if we'll be on YouTube, but we'll have a really nice wedding video, at least to look back on. So have an awesome night, guys. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. And feel free to drop comments below if you have any other ideas on how to purge and consolidate your inventory and just kind of different tips and tricks around that, especially in fourth quarter to generate that extra cash flow. So have an awesome night, guys, and we will talk soon.